Hey everybody, welcome to day number 4 of Activision Blizzard Media's first esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. If you're new to all the action we're bringing you on this live stream for this tournament, this is essentially a tournament for all the agency clients within Activision Blizzard Media. And of course, it's super duper fun. Everyone currently in lockdown, I suppose, in their various different countries. This is kind of the tournament, I guess, for everyone to have a little bit of fun, for everyone to connect in a sociable way. And of course, it has been extremely fun. As I said, this is day number 4. We've had 3 days of action already taking place. But if you're unfamiliar with sort of the, I guess, what this tournament is, what game we've been playing, and the format of said game, I'm just going to be giving you a quick rundown. This is a 32-team single elimination tournament. The winner of this one will be getting a nice little trophy at the end of it. I think the end of week number 2. But as I said, 32 teams, a single elimination bracket. Every single team roster is made up of 3 players, and 20 agencies in total have made up the 32 teams entering into this tournament. Now, so far, we've already whittled down those 32 teams to, I think, what is essentially the 6 teams we have on stream today. And of course, 13 teams have already made it through to stage 2, which of course is round 2. That's going to be next week, the round of 16. But throughout all of the matches we've played so far, and throughout all of the matches we'll be playing today, it is going to be played on Search and Destroy, a staple game mode of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare franchise. If you don't know what S&D is, a quick rundown. Essentially, 2 sides. Offense, you got defense. The offense, their job is to plant a bomb on one of 2 sites, A or B. The defense, their job is to stop that. And of course, if you win, if you get the bomb down, you get it to go up, go off, I should say, sorry. Then you win the round. If you stop that bomb from being planted, you also win the round. And of course, the other way you can win rounds is by eliminating your opposition. So that's the way you win rounds. It is best of 11, first to 6 within these search and destroys, and there are no respawns. Once you die in a round, you are done for that round, and you've got to wait for the next one to get right back into the action. So those are the ground rules, but if you want to get involved with the conversation for the Agency Showdown tonight, you can do so by putting in the hashtag Agency Showdown on Twitter and discussing everything that happens in the 3 matches that we have on stream tonight. And of course, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you should do, you'll be notified when we go live with all of the Call of Duty action over the next week of play, which is when we next be on stream. So, time to get into the nitty-gritty. Of course, our first match of the night will be viewability, going head-to-head with KD conversion rates. Now, let me just remind you guys again, 13 teams have already got through to the round of 16. That means we have 3 spots left available to give out. And I'll say what I've been saying all along this tournament. I've been majorly impressed with the talent I've seen in this tournament. It's been incredible just to see some of the strategies that these teams have been bringing to the table, and I'm very, very excited, therefore, to see what we've got coming in tonight. So don't be surprised if we see any spicy plays, but I suppose now's a better time than any to get right into game number 1. Again, it's going to be viewability versus KD conversion rates. Now, I will say this is best of 3, so we'll be seeing 3 search and destroy maps if it does go the distance. But of course, the winning team only needs to win the first 2 to go through. So those are the ground rules we'll be playing here, and there is a map pool of 6 different maps we'll be seeing throughout the evening tonight. The first of which will be Hackney Yard Search and Destroy. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Hackney Yard, it is a game mode played in the competitive Call of Duty League rule set. We play it actually hardpoint and domination. It currently isn't played on Search and Destroy. It was actually at the start of the year. For that reason alone, it plays very, very well on pretty much any game mode you can think of. I mean, even something as basic as TDM and free-for-all, it is such a fun map to work with. And we're going to be seeing that here tonight again as we see these 2 teams go at it. So we're getting right into the action straight away. It is going to be viewability that starts off on what we said is the offensive side. So that means that their entire purpose here in this game is to take the bomb and move it towards one of the 2 designated sites. And you can see now in the mini-map in the bottom left corner of your screen that it is the site that they have chosen. Now, the objective here for KD conversion rates is to stop this bomb from being planted, and when it is, go for the defuse. Now, unfortunately for them, they've made the choice of 50-50 to go towards B on the defense. Unfortunately, that hasn't worked out, of course. They've given full control over the A site to viewability, and now with bomb down, they now have to do what we call a retake, which is to re-entry into the site and get the defuse. And that's a great start here from J-Bo. Takes out Tingle. evens the odds here after Ice Badger has already fallen out of the round. So it is a 2 versus 2 now. Jabo coming in from top. Reuse those, takes down Look It's Lost, and it's just down to Jabo in a 1 versus 2 here against Oh My God LOL Barbecue 241, which is a hilarious name, and one other player on viewability. And it will be viewability starting this round strong. Now, what I would say there is right off the start, we see viewability being given a 3 plant on the A site. This is kind of what you want to be careful with. If you're a player in Search and Destroy, and this goes for casually and competitively, you do not want to give up a site that easily. So maybe a lesson learned there straight away off the bat for KD conversion rates. Let's see if they learn that lesson, and they have. They've actually sent 1 player towards B on a power position in the map, and 2 players towards A. Look, it's Lost is first up to the bat here to get involved in some fights. Takes an engagement with Bios. Both players going to have to back away from that one, but keep an eye on behind. It's going to be a flank from Tingle. Takes down Look, it's Lost, and now looking for the kills on J-Bow and Ice Badger. Can only get the latter. Doesn't even do that, though, because Ice Badger, with a beautiful RPG onto Tingle, eliminates him from the round. And now, well, we're looking for an ace from Ice Badger to close this round out for KD conversion rates. The RPG from Ice Badger. Yeah, oh my God, low barbecue. It's going to as well. 2 kills with the RPG. Ice Badger is starting this round off with an absolute barn burner of a performance. Now, with the M4 in hand, one of the best weapons in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, is looking to clean out the ace. Bios in front. Fortunately, just looks right above. Bios, of course, with the information, is going to go for the challenge in from behind, or maybe not. Throwing Semtex instead. Either way, there is still a wealth of time for this engagement to go down. 50 seconds left in the round. And given that time, if Bios really wants to, they could probably opt for the rotation towards B. But Ice Badger still determined for this fight. Bios, though, with the pre-aim, spots them out, finishes up the kill. But I've got to say, despite the fact that Bios comes out on top, I've got to give Ice Badger some real credit there. 2 RPG kills. That is pretty much unheard of in a situation like that. Beautifully played. Now, viewability on their last offensive round. Remember, guys, we switch sides every 3 rounds here in casual Search and Destroy settings. So this is viewability's last turn to move with the bomb, and it's gone rather well so far. In the first 20 seconds of play here, 2 players for KD conversions rates have already fallen out of the round. Ice Badger and their legendary RPG. Not in this one anymore. It's just down to J-Bow in a 1 versus 3. Looking for the first kill. Gets it onto OMG LOL Barbecue 241. Again, what a name. Who chose that? J-Bow now looking for this 1 versus 2. 1 versus 1 actually against Tingle. Somehow Bios has fallen out of the round. Maybe I just didn't notice that. Still, I'm unsure entirely here whether J-Bow actually knows this bomb is down. They seem determined to just keep on checking this A site and, of course, out the back door. Now maybe not the time, though, to go for this. J-Bow looking to steal from behind, of course, given how loud footsteps are. Oh my goodness, Tingle goes for the drop shot and somehow doesn't win that one-on-one engagement. Beautiful shots there from J-Bow, and you're going to see it here. Now, I will say, that is actually kind of well played from Tingle. They hear the footsteps of J-Bow. They pre-aim for the kill. I'm very surprised, therefore, that they don't come out on top in that engagement. But still, 2-1 now at the end of the first offensive run from viewability. Now we switch sides, and it is KD conversion rates here, looking for their second offensive win, or second win, I should say, in general. Utility being thrown out from Look It's Lost, no longer has any grenades or flashes in this round to work with. KD conversion rates somewhat moving forward here. Viewability already in the good here. Tingle picks up a lovely 2-piece on the re-entry into the site. It leaves Look It's Lost in a 1 versus 3. Has to get an ace and defend the bomb, if anything, but finally gets the first kill. Oh my God, LOL It's Barbecue is down. Look It's Lost still looking for 2 kills, unfortunately. Has to shoot at 2 players, and unfortunately, not going to happen there. As viewability take this round 3-1. The defuse is made by Tingle, and that is such a tough situation, to be fair, for Look It's Lost. That player manages to just sneak their way around in the bomb site. Viewability actually had no idea where they were for the longest time, but Tingle able to close that one out, and viewability now Certified win here in round number 4. Now we move on to round number 5. Still KD conversion rates on the offense. They seem to be favoring that A site for now, and it looks to be the case once again. J-Bell is going to help Look It's Lost to get this bomb down. Has to be very careful though, because already you have see, oh my god, Laurel Barbecue 2-4-1 and Bios on their way towards to defend this bomb site. But great utility coverage from KD conversion rates. Look It's Lost able to get that bomb down, and now it's down to viewability to once again retake this site. First few fights going down, and somehow Ice Badger staying alive in that engagement versus Tingle. The RPG coming out from Ice Badger. And if anything, Ice Badger is turning the attention of viewability away from this site, but that doesn't last all that long, unfortunately. For this KD conversion rate side, viewability thinking better of that fight, instead just going straight for the defuse. Bios and Tingle have already made their way into the site, and actually Tingle's going to lose that fight. It's down to Bios here in a 1 versus 2. I don't think they have time to defuse. They certainly won't, as Ice Badger does a good enough job to just keep the viewability distracted and away from the defuse. And that is a great defensive win there for KD conversion rates, or offensive win, I should say. Again, Ice Badger has a great part to play in that round. Just distracts, if anything. And that is so key. Wastes some crucial seconds that end up really counting in the grand scheme of things in the final moments of that round. Viewability now lost 2 rounds to KD conversion rates. Let's see KD conversion rates who continue this good stroke of form. Unfortunately not off the start anyway. Tingle with a well-placed Semtex to take a Look It's Lost out of this round. Now already 2 versus 3, and remember, because KD conversion rates have the bomb in hand, they are the ones that need to play aggressor. What's the issue against this viewability side? J-Boat takes out OMG. Oh, barbecue. Now making this a 2 versus 2. The action has slowed down right to a snail's pace in this one, as KD conversion rates have somehow slipped the nets of Tingle and Bios. Never mind, Tingle takes down J-Bell. Now, Ice Badger, who may not statistically be the star of KD conversion rates so far, but certainly has had a couple of catchphrases. How is Tingle? Oh my god. I thought for a second there that Tingle didn't see Ice Badger, despite looking directly at him, but no matter. Tingle does finish up the kill, and viewability are going to hold a 2-round advantage as they switch back to the offense. Well, as I said, now we're switching side. It is round number 7. And viewability in this offensive run will have a chance to close out this game versus KD conversion rates. If they stay on form as they have been, winning 2 rounds and losing 1 in these 3-round sets, then they will finish it here. But let's see if KD conversion rates have anything to say about this. Viewability now making their first move forward. They've already got onto the A site. OMG Low Barbecue 2-4-1. Doesn't actually have the cover of Bios anymore, as Look It's Lost wins that one-on-one engagement. Tingle kind of in no man's land actually at the moment. Unfortunately going to be punished for it, but not before taking down one of these KD conversion rates players. Now it's going to be a 1 versus 2 here for, oh my god, Lol Barbecue. Still possible. First kill is made, but guess who's up in this 1 versus 1, folks? It's our favorite RPG user, and oh my goodness. Oh my god, it's Lol Barbecue. Barbecuing 2 players on KD conversion rates. I love this snap with the kilo from OMG Lol Barbecue as Ice Badger. I'm very surprised. I'm saddened, in a matter of fact, that Ice Badger didn't enter that site with the RPG, because it would have been fully possible if they had done. And now, of course, because it is 1st to 6 here in Search and Destroy, viewability are just 1 round away from taking map number 1 in this best of 3. Let's see if they can close it out here. Tingle through the mid-map once again. That Semtex and the stun going out. Neither going to connect, but it doesn't matter because Tingle knows the location of Look It's Lost. And it's down to J-Bo and Ice Badger here on the defense. Tingle, though, once again, it is coming in with a flank. Looking for this first kill. Shots going into both Ice Badger and J-Bo. Unable to finish either, but if anything, Tingle is just doing a great job of just scaring this KD conversion rate side. Giving them something to think about on viewability. Make their move forward. Unfortunately for Bios, Ice Badger is a mean brother with that RPG. Now just down to J-Bell though, the kills go down. It becomes a 1 versus 2 here to save this game for KD conversion rates. J-Bell doesn't really need a miracle, but does need to be very careful with how much noise they're making, especially right behind enemy lines like this. Not entirely aware of the advanced positioning of Tingle. The great smoke from J-Bell, the shots going through, none of them really connecting. If anything, it just reveals the position of J-Bell. Not the best play to make, but goes for the push here. I like it, but unfortunately, viewability going to close that search and destroy. And KD conversion rates, despite having some brilliant moments, Ice Badger the MVP in that one, even though statistically that might not be the case. I love the RPG I plays, I've got to say it. Oh my god, lol barbecue manages to step up to the plate in the latter half of that search and destroy, finishes it with 5 kills, 3 of which came from that clutch and the last round. So really well played from viewability there at the end of map number 1. And again, that kind of showed why Hackney Yard is one of my favorite search and destroy maps, although it's very much one-sided in terms of, well, teams generally speaking move towards the A side. As we actually saw there, it's the rotation towards B, which did happen a couple of times in that game, that can really work out for a side like viewability. And in my opinion, it did. Of course, a 60 performance from this viewability side. They were just a little bit better there in map number 1. Now, 1-0 up in the series are viewability. KD conversion rates now need a flawless performance here in the remainder of this matchup, but they still have 2 more chances to take out and stay alive against viewability. Of course, that next chance is going to be found on Gunrunner Search and Destroy. Now, if you haven't played on Gunrunner before, 2 things. 1, you obviously haven't played much of Modern Warfare because Gunrunner is the best map in the game. 2, it is actually a competitive Call of Duty map. If you watch anything from the Call of Duty League, then you'll know that this map is picked very, very often in the veto process. I'm pretty sure that if I was to speak to any of the professional players that I know, they will probably suggest that Gunrunner is their favorite map in the game, and it is the one that is vetoed into the process, or vetoed into the series. Pretty much, I'd say like 70% of the time, or even like 80, 90, you're going to see at least one Gunrunner in any given Call of Duty series. It is played across all 3 competitive game modes in the Call of Duty League: Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Domination. And I mean, that alone just tells you how good of a map Gunrunner actually is. It plays tremendously well. I will say one thing for sure though, you know, I've casted now this tournament for this is my 4th day now here, and I've seen Gunrunner play drastically differently in a casual setting to the competitive setting. Competitively speaking, if you're on the offense, this is incredibly offensively sided map. I mean, you can get to the B-bomb site before the defense does, and as soon as you do that, it is so easy to hold that B site, and that's why it's heavily preferred. Casually speaking, actually the defense is kind of favored here, because I feel like maybe the offenses in this setting aren't as quick on their feet in this scenario, and we do see a lot more A's. So that is what we're going to be seeing straight away here from viewability. Tingle, OMG, All Barbecue 241, and Bios moving towards this A site. But this is what I mean by not really much in terms of viewability moving quickly towards this site. They're playing this rather apprehensively. KD conversion rates could pounce. They have 1 player inside what we call U, making their way through the boiler room. That's going to be Ice Badger. And they could play spoiler coming in from behind. Viewability may not realize it yet, but they do actually have a free site over towards A. KD conversion rates, though, have been given time to adapt. Jabo makes her way over towards the train tracks. A well-placed nade. Bios going to fall out of the round. Oh my god, lol barbecue dies to look it's lost. And quickly here, viewability's apprehensiveness has really come back to bite them, I feel. That nade and stun can be thrown out, but if anything, Tingle is just revealing their position on the map. But does get 1. This 1 versus 3 is possible against Look It's Lost and Ice Badger. Of course, has the bomb to work with too, so doesn't need to worry about retrieving that. Goes straight for this plant. I love this from Tingle. Now, how quickly do Look It's Lost and Ice Badger respond? Very, it would seem. Ice Badger has been spotted out by Tingle. The shots go down, and Tingle wins that fight, and now it's just down to Look It's Lost hit in a 1 versus 1 situation. Tingle for the 1v3 gets it, and viewability going to win that round. And I'll be honest there, they had the advantage for the majority of that. KD conversion rates were not defending A at all. And even when they realized that nobody was over at B, they didn't really make the rotation anywhere near quick enough. That being said, viewability almost chuckled that advantage. Took a while to make their way into the A site too, despite it being their target of attack right from the very beginning of the round. And now VIEWABILITY with the bomb in hand once again. Remember, guys, every 3 rounds, that is when we switch. So VIEWABILITY still have 2 rounds on offense here. But what a start Tingle has had. 3-0, an ace right in the very beginning here. Let's see if they can keep up this performance. They very much might do. Shots going into J-Bao. J-Bao going to actually get away with a sliver of HP. Fights going down elsewhere. Tingle, though, going to draw first blood in this round too. Ice Badger, the target, gets taken immediately down. We've got Lol now taking shots on the B site. Unfortunately for them, a well-placed nade once again from J-Bao. Going to take them down. And now it's J-Bao in a 1 versus 2 as Bios takes down Lucas Loss. Shots going down from J-Bao, to be fair. So if you still get this 2-piece, be careful with the solutions they throw there. Smoke goes out, a nade going their way. And J-Bao, surely, as these VIEWABILITY players come around the corner, will die. And that is exactly what is going to happen. VIEWABILITY able to be 2-0 up now in this game. Bios slides around the corner with the M4 to pick up this kill onto J-Bo. And now, VIEWABILITY 2-0 up here in this game. Looking for their 3rd offensive win. Bomb in hand once again. And this time they've gone towards B. Unfortunately for KD conversion rates, they seem to have heeded my advice. Straight towards A they go. Now, though, I have to be careful because this B plant has come in from VIEWABILITY. Let's see how KD conversion rates act. The bomb is now down. 40 seconds to retake control of this site. I think Tingle has just spotted out Ice Badger, who's coming around on the flank, gets that kill, the 5th in this game. And now J-Bo and Lucas Loss have to retake this site. A Semtex thrown out from Tingle is actually going to tag one of those players. This aggression from KD conversion rates. And of course, it is warranted aggression too. There's only 15 seconds left on the clock to retake this site and get the defuse. J-Bo and Lucas Loss make their way forward, and it's just down to Tingle now, a 1 versus 2. All Tingle has to do is stop this defuse coming in. And now the 5 seconds does pass. I believe J-Bo is actually on the defuse. Might have the time to get it as well. And they do get the defuse. Tingle, you have to take better care of your bomb there. Unfortunately, KD conversion rates are going to be able to win that defuse. And once again, it's one of those situations. I've seen them many a time here do this. Teams, I think, across the board in Search and Destroy across this tournament sometimes have made those, I guess, misplays. They don't check the bomb, despite there not being really enough time at all. VIEWABILITY now, though. 2-1 up in this one still. Playing very aggressive on the defense. You kind of have to be careful. A player like Tingle, who doesn't really have dead silence, going straight for the flank, picks up the kill, drop shots, kind of unnecessarily. That's where Ice Badger takes out Budos. So now it's a 2 versus 2 scenario. KD conversion rates, this offensive push is kind of slowed right down. But essentially no movement whatsoever. I love this re-push from Tingle. Now it's a 1 versus 1 here as Ice Badger takes out Oh My God Lol. One of these players is about to finish this round with an ace. Both of them have picked up 2 kills so far here. Tingle looking for the kill onto Ice Badger. Gonna get it. Ice Badger just tries to run away, and that's not gonna work. And I fear, being 9-0 now, that Tingle definitely has streaks. I think we just heard one of them pop off in the final seconds of that game. Unfortunately, it's not going to get anything. That being said, VIEWABILITY here in a 3 versus 3 once again. 3-1 up here. Been in this situation before though. Well, again, it's kind of like poetry. What happened in game number 1 is happening once again. And the Lobber Barbecue and Bios, though, looking to break such a standard. Already getting those first bloods in this round. It's right down to J-Bo, and not even 20 seconds have passed here. 1 versus 3 for J-Bo. Is it possible? Nope, that's the answer. As I think that was Tingle picking up the final kill in the round. VIEWABILITY looking good here on Gunrunner, Search and Destroy. And again, I love the aggression that we've seen from Tingle, quite frankly. Now, I believe, is 10-0. That's pretty good, gotta say. Now though, KD conversion rates here need to start really getting down in the dirt here and pulling something together. VIEWABILITY are 4-1 up in the search and destroy. If they win this one, they win the series 2-0 and advance in the Agency Showdown bracket to the round of 16. And again, what a great start. What a great start. As oh my god, lol barbecue follows up a kill from Bios to once again leave Jabo in a 1 versus 3. In the boiler room, Jabo, I think, is kind of cornered off from this VIEWABILITY team. Has the shoddy to work with as a secondary. Overkill being utilized. Of course, that overkill perk does actually allow you to use 2 what we call primary weapons. In this case, Jabo's shotgun and the assault rifle, but it doesn't matter. VIEWABILITY going to win that round. Jabo, I think, really not in that situation, to be honest with you. And you get a sense that VIEWABILITY throughout the entirety of that 3 versus 1 kind of knew where that last remaining player was, just couldn't go for the kill, didn't want to risk it, and they would make that right choice, to be honest with you. Shotgun in hand for Jabo could have done a lot of damage if they'd have played to their own advantage. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way, and now we're in a situation where VIEWABILITY are 5-1 up here on Gunner and a search and destroy. Tingle 10-0. This is the kind of performance that you'd expect to see in the Call of Duty League, which you can catch on the COD League YouTube channel over the course of this weekend. As a matter of fact, all of that action from the Chicago home series will be live. Now, though, KD conversion rates have kicked things off in this round with a good advantage. Jabo looking to further that advantage. This is oh my god, lol barbecue coming in from behind. Ice Badger, though, dare to deal with a kill. And it's Tingle, who has had a flawless search and destroy thus far. Has to keep it so. 10-0 in a 1 versus 3 to win the game, to win the match. Can Tingle do it? I like the aggression from Tingle. Can they get a kill? No! J-Bal going to win that fight, despite the fact that Tingle even went for what we call the drop shot, jumped straight to the ground in the middle of a gunfight. It's not actually going to benefit him there. Now, what I will say is KD conversion rates here, this is a little strap. So if anyone's watching this stream that is still actually in this tournament, let me give you a hint, right? Nice, something nice for you. If you have the bomb defusable to yourself, and you have like 25, 30 seconds left of that bomb timer, you guys should actually wait for the bomb timer to go down to 5 seconds, because it gives your ability more time to recharge. So you will essentially have like a free 25 seconds of recharge that your opponents do not have. So that could give you the opportunity to use Dead Silence maybe in the next round, or if you have it, maybe a trophy system or a recon drone like Ice Badger actually has, and is about to pull out here for KD conversion rates. This is a good bit of information that could be earned. Ice Badger going to tag up one player. That's going to be oh my god, lol barbecue. Of course, Tingle already out of this round. Ice Badger has spotted Buyers, and I believe is looking for the tag. Great calls here from Ice Badger. All that information being earned, but now it's down at oh my god, lol barbecue in a 1 versus 2. Ice Badger's drone is going to tag the last remaining player for all VIEWABILITY. It is a 1 versus 3. Tingle couldn't pull it off in the last round, and oh my god, lol barbecue can't pull it off here, as VIEWABILITY going to lose 2 rounds straight now in the S&D. KD conversion rates, they're not on this one by any means. Great performances over the last couple of rounds to just eliminate VIEWABILITY, and I like the utility usage as well. Knowing to use the recon drone at that time is a perfect play from KD conversion rates, and more specifically, of course, Ice Badger, who was the one that actually used it. Now, though, VIEWABILITY still here on match point in this game. Tingle, though, going to start things strong for the first time in 3 rounds. Takes down Jabo, the second player, really up to the bat here as Look It's Lost, getting shot at by 2 different players. Stuck between a rock and 2 VIEWABILITY players. Fortunately, not able to win the fight, and now it's down to Ice Badger here. 1 versus 3. To keep KD conversion rates in this game. M4A1 in hand. This is absolutely possible for Ice Badger, but they have to make the most out of their time. 35 seconds left on this clock, and I like this play coming in from Ice Badger, coming right through the top crates. Has to check every single corner, though. Cannot take anything for granted. Hears the shots coming in from behind, goes for the kill, does actually get it to, oh my god, Live Barbecue, but now they're in a viewability sandwich between two players, and unfortunately it doesn't work out. Viewability doing a spectacular job at closing both SMDs in the same scoreline, 6-3, both times around, and Bios with the M4 is going to close things out. Great early game performance from Tingle there. For me, the MVP for viewability across this very first series of the day. But that does mean, ladies and gents, that we have our 14th team into the round of 16. Congratulations to viewability. They will be moving on to the next round of play here in the Agency Showdown from Activision Blizzard Media. So congratulations to them, and commiserations to KD conversion rates. I think for me personally, there were some real moments of shining glory, but unfortunately it just doesn't work out for them in the end, and they have been eliminated from the tournament. While we're here though, guys, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course, to be notified every time we go live with the Agency Showdown action. And if you want to talk about that match and the two that will be following very shortly, you can do so on Twitter with the hashtag Agency Showdown. For now though, guys, we're going to be throwing it to a quick break while we get the next match on stream set up. Don't go anywhere, we've still got some Call of Duty to play tonight. Hey everybody, welcome back to Activision Blizzard Media's first esports tournament, the Agency Showdown. Of course, if you're just joining us, you've missed already a great match of Call of Duty Modern Warfare action in our first series of the evening. VIEWABILITY managed to take out KD conversion rates to 0. Both maps went 6-3 in the former team's favor, and that means they are the 14th team joining us in round number 2, the last 16 teams of the tournament. That, of course, means we still have 2 spots left up in the next round of single elimination bracket play here to give out, and that means we also have 2 matches left on stream. 2 great matches nonetheless. Next up on stream, of course, is Diamonds in the Rough taking on Blame It in the Wi-Fi. Great team names, by the way, guys. You're giving me great balls, I think, to bat away during the cast here. So no doubt there'll be some great puns to come. That being said, I think our map number 1 is ready to get underway. It's going to be Tausig backlot between these 2 sides. Now, again, if you haven't been here in the past few days, I'll do this. I'll talk about the map because Tausig backlot is actually kind of a favorite of mine. It is, of course, from Call of Duty for Modern Warfare. It's one of the many remasters directly pulled from that game in the 2019 version of Modern Warfare, and it is a ton of fun with the graphical update. So it's received, of course, not from being remastered not once but twice from the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare remaster from 2016. This map, I think, has thrown a lot of teams off. It is relatively new to Modern Warfare. It's only just been released, essentially, with the Season 3 update in the game. And for that reason alone, as I said, it's thrown, I think, a lot of teams off here. A lot of teams, I think, have been kind of getting used to it, how close some of the bomb sites positions to the offensive spawn and to the defensive spawn. So we'll see as the tournament progresses how sort of used to this map the 2 sides get. That being said, we're going to be kicking things off right off the bat here on the offense with Diamonds in the Rough. Now, what I will say about this map is that the offense side has a significant advantage when it comes to making it towards the A site. If they're quick enough about it, they should get it before Blame It on the Wi-Fi does pretty much straight away. That is exactly what's going to happen here. Unfortunately for Blame It on the Wi-Fi, Cronenberg, Jake, and Beautiful don't actually spawn in. And that leaves Splode immediately in a 1 versus 3 here against a sneaky Santa Batman, which I'm pretty sure that's not really realistic, to be honest with you. Bit of an antithesis there, but it is still possible for Splode. Has to be kind of careful. Catches out Santa Batman on the flank. Don't think I'm going to get used to calling that throughout this series, to be honest with you, but Splode, this is still possible in the 1 versus 2. Only has a little bit of time left on the clock there, of course. As soon as it hits 5 seconds, it's kind of impossible to jump on the defuse, and that's about to happen. Mathematically speaking, it is no longer possible for Splode to entry onto the site. And Diamonds in the Rough get a little bit lucky there in the start of this matchup. Unfortunately, 2 of the players, once again, on Blame It on the Wi-Fi, do not spawn in, and therefore they do end up winning the 3 versus 1 to defend the site. Well, great start here from Diamonds in the Rough. Now the Blame It on the Wi-Fi side, back to full force. Cronenberg, Jake, Splode, and Beautiful, which I absolutely love as a name, by the way. Back into this game, they're right back on the defense, going straight towards A. They've made the right call on the defense as to which bomb they want to defend. Now they actually have to do some, well, defending. Diamond in the Rough now going to have to retake his, sorry, Blame It on the Wi-Fi going to have to retake here as Diamond in the Rough get this bomb down. Sneaky Santa coming in for the flank, does trade off that kill as Beautiful takes down J-Mac. Cronenberg, Drake now out of the round here for Blame It on the Wi-Fi to Sneaky Salmon. And Santa Batman, all they have to do is defend this bomb for about 20 seconds more. Sneaky Salmon going to get that ammo pack down. Going to go for the defuse here. Splode, unfortunately, gets taken out by the Sneaky Salmon, but never mind. Beautiful with a beautiful 1 versus 3 here. It's nice and round. Okay, please get the defuse. Please jump on the defuse. Please don't do this. Get on the defuse. Oh, no. They don't have time for the defuse. Or do they? Okay, they got a little bit of progression. I think they may actually get this defuse. Oh, my word. I thought for a second that they didn't get the defuse, and I kind of had a fit in my head. But regardless, Blame It on the Wi-Fi are going to close it out the round. That was my fault there for not seeing actually the progression already on the defuse, but jeez. Way to give me a heart attack, Beautiful. Is now 1-1 here in this game. Blame it on the Wi-Fi have traded back their early round disadvantage that they kind of fell into. Now Diamonds in the Rough have a portable radar. I believe that is going to be the Sneaky Salmons, being the only player on this Diamonds in the Rough team that actually got any kills. Blame it on the Wi-Fi now going to adapt rather well. They actually went straight towards A on the defense, but this rotation through the mid-map towards B is a rather heads-up play. And I think Diamonds in the Rough here are about to get called out on this rotation. They're not being quick enough to make it to the site. Cronenberg Jake takes out Santa Batman. It has been traded out by J-Mac, but I feel now Diamonds in the Rough have really been slowed right up here from this push. Cronenberg Jake now has Dead Silence ready to go. The stim shot has been used to nurse him back to full HP. And straight up Dead Silence usage through. Cronenberg Jake goes for the fight, does get it against J-Mac, and I believe that is an ace here from Cronenberg Jake, as Blame It in the Wi-Fi now take a 2-1 map advantage. And hey, would you believe it? Look at what they can do when there's actually players in the map. Blame It on the Wi-Fi now 2-1 up here in the Search and Destroy. Diamonds in the Rough. Of course, now that we're 3 rounds in, have switched towards the defense. Let's see how they do on it. Blame It on the Wi-Fi now make their way towards the A site. I believe there has been a streak called in from Beautiful. It might be a counter UAV. Oh no, it's actually just 2 personal radars. I'm not entirely sure why that's happened, to be honest. You kind of want to use them in different rounds, but regardless, Cronenberg, Jake, and Beautiful have doubled up with their streaks. Now Blame It on the Wi-Fi here. Have this bomb down over towards A. Let's see how quickly Diamonds in the Rough can go for a retake. Shots going down. Santa Batman going to be responsible for that, but Cronenberg, Jake, no worries, because they have a stim shot in their back pocket. J-Mac going to get taken down from some beautiful long-range shots with a submachine gun. The MP7 is cross-mapping people. And it's just down at a Sneaky Salmon, 1 versus 2. Doesn't even really have time, I think, to get to this bomb. This is not possible. With 10 seconds left in this round, short of a miracle, which is already done. A C4 almost connects as well to close it out. But it is now. There's Cronenberg Jake here. Turn around, looks for the final kill. Will, of course, get it. Actually, it's going to be the teammate. But regardless, Blame It on the Wi-Fi there. I think off again. That early round rush towards A. And very little response straight away from Diamonds in the Rough. Able to get that bomb plant away pretty easily, entirely uncontested. Blame It on the Wi-Fi now. 3-1 up here in this Search and Destroy. They are looking very good. Cronenberg Jake, though. Top is about to give a nice surprise to the Sneaky Salmon. Never mind. Something smells fishy over here. It might be the Salmon up top on A. Getting that kill onto Cronenberg Jake. And now it's a 3 versus 2. Splode and Beautiful. Have to find some kills and retake that bomb. And I think that's more the problem here for Blame It on the Wi-Fi, of course, with Cronenberg Jake dying up on top of construction. That bomb is right in the hornet's nest of Diamonds in the Rough. Beautiful now in a 1 versus 3. Shots going right into him, and I think kind of stuck right in said hornet's nest. Diamonds in the Rough able to respond convincingly, and that is what you love to see from Diamonds in the Rough. A great defensive round. Santa Batman to close out the round with the Jubilee, which I believe is, again, an M13 variant, actually. Great stuff from Diamonds in the Rough. Able to win round number 5. Now we're going to round number 6. Can they tie things up here on their last defensive round? Once again, it is Blame It on the Wi-Fi on offense. Cronenberg Jake with the bomb in hand, and they seem to be making their way over towards B. I like this call from Diamonds in the Rough. Initially, you can see Santa Batman on the mini-map. That's going to be number 2. Making their way over towards A, but double guesses that play and correctly moves over towards A. This is the first time right now, if you switch over to Cronenberg Jake, that I've ever seen anybody use this top map position on Tausig back lot. At least the first time in this tournament. Let's see if anything comes of it. Splode takes down Santa Batman. Here is some streaks from Diamonds in the Rough. It's going to be streaking A. Good call from Diamonds in the Rough to actually use it as they move over towards B, but priorities change, and the Sneaky Salmon now left up in a 1 versus 3 here against Cronenberg, Jake, Splode, and Beautiful. Remember, Jake, oh, the fall damage. You need to do a better job of exiting that tower. Explode and Beautiful now left up in this 2 versus 1 scenario. The Sneaky Salmon could pull off a 1 versus 3 here. It is now, of course, much easier to do so now that Cronenberg Jake is not in this round. And unfortunately for Sneaky Salmon, what may or may not be an attempted flank has actually just ended up with giving away the bomb site to blame it on the Wi-Fi. And oh, my word. Call of Duty timing. The Sneaky Salmon turns away just as Beautiful crosses that road. And now the Sneaky Salmon here, 1 versus 2, coming in from behind. Beautiful might just be ready for this, but if Sneaky Salmon can check the right corners, Beautiful could get caught off guard. The problem for the Sneaky Salmon, of course, is that he needs to exit this door. Explode up top. Sneaky Salmon's seen him, but that nade being thrown will at the very least alert, blame it on the Wi-Fi to where the Sneaky Salmon is, but 15 seconds left. Sneaky Salmon, you've got to go right now. You can no longer be sneaky. You need to get loud and you need to get to the fuse. It's just not going to happen. Runs right out into the gas station and blame it on the Wi-Fi. Able to win that round. And I do kind of feel for the Sneaky Salmon there in that scenario. Had no real clue where anybody besides Explode was in that round. I guess was kind of given a lifeline when Cronenberg Jake fell off the tower and to their death. Now though, Diamonds in the rough. Actually losing this one, blame it on the Wi-Fi. Well, they've seemed to have a good connection here in this game, or apart from that first round, at least. So they're now 4-2 up, and what a great defensive push coming out from Blame It on the Wi-Fi. They move forward, 725 shots from up top. Slow takes down Santa Batman. Blame It on the Wi-Fi looking good here. Already in a 3 versus 2, and unfortunately for Diamonds in the Rough, they've essentially been stunted as they make their move towards the site. The flank coming in from Cronenberg Jake, it's going to finish in a 2-piece, and Blame It on the Wi-Fi now going to end up on map point here. Blame It on the Wi-Fi after a rather rocky start seem to have really found their form here in map number 1 in the series. Remember guys, this is a best of 3, so regardless of what happens here, we will see another map between these two teams, but can Blame It on the Wi-Fi close it out in round number 8. Time is in the rough. Already lost 1 player, Santa Batman. Out of this round, Salmon and J-Mac here in a 2 versus 3. Make that a 2 versus 2. J-Mac throws a nade at the feet of 1 player. That's going to be Explode. Look at this aggression from Beautiful as well. Going to get punished. Beautiful shots with the Deagle from the Sneaky Salmon. Now Explode with a 725. You could have thought maybe that was possible, but unfortunately for Blame It on the Wi-Fi, they do not finish it in round number 8. Diamonds in the Rough have a reply. Matt turns around at the right time, Kilo in hand. Able to finish off the round. And as I said, now 1 more round in Diamonds in the Rough favor. But still, they still need a flawless search and destroy here. Stay alive. Let's see if Blame It on the Wi-Fi on their last defensive round of this set can close it out. Once again, they send 2 players towards B. Beautiful, the only player checking this A site. Diamonds in the Rough. They're playing this one rather slow, and I'm kind of surprised about this. They kind of have to remember that they're the aggressors. Shots coming down. Just Sneaky Salmon put some shots into Cronenberg Jake. Unfortunately, not many, if any of them, are actually going to connect. Cronenberg Jake is actually going to reply rather swiftly. Now, what Diamonds in the Rough do have to be careful here of is that Beautiful is actually on the flank. So they're going to want to move from this position pretty much pronto. Explode taking down J-Mac is actually going to slow down this pace as well. That's kind of problematic. Beautiful now, though. On the flank, about to get sneaky. Even sneakier than the sneakiest Salmon themselves. There it is. Beautiful actually going to get taken down by Sneaky Salmon. Taught a lesson. No. No one's sneakier than I. And Cronenberg Jake now in a 1 versus 2 against Santa Batman and the Sneaky Salmon. What can they do? course, Sneaky Salmon and Santa Batman still have the bomb in hand. They still need to plant it at a site, and the site they're actually edging for is B. The good news for Cronenberg Jake is that's the site that they have set up for. The first 2 shots go in, the second kill just not made. And guess what? Diamonds in the rough. Well, they're looking pretty better now. The Sneaky Salmon getting tagged heavily by a proximity mine, and then, of course, the shots coming in from Cronenberg Jake, but the Sneaky Salmon with the denial and a second kill in the round, I believe, as well. There's diamonds in the rough now, not done just yet. 5-4 down. Still. We trade sides now. We're in round number 10. It is once again blame it on the Wi-Fi hit to play aggressors. They have lost 3 defensive rounds straight. Let's see if they can have a better chance on offense. And I love this. Again, the aggression from blame it on the Wi-Fi. They've gone straight towards A. They don't know it yet, but they do have the entire site to themselves. And I think they now realize it as one player goes up top. Unfortunately for Diamonds in the rough, the 50-50 choice to go all in on B doesn't work out. Now blame it on the Wi-Fi. Bomb down. 40 seconds remaining in this game, and it is up to Diamonds in the rough to do what they haven't been able to do before. Retake this site with all 3 players on blame it on the Wi-Fi up. But that's a great start. J-Mac, a well-placed Semtex onto the ceiling, takes down Splode, beautiful down 2, and it's just Cronenberg Jake here in a 1 versus 3, cannot pull it off. And Diamonds in the rough, we're 5-2 down in this search and destroy. This is the 3rd round on the bounce. They've looked pretty good. And now they're forcing around 11 this one. This is a very, very close series between these 2 teams. And this is map number 1. Now, round 11, whoever wins this round takes map number 1. So this is a very intense affair. Blame it on the Wi-Fi are, once again, the aggressors for this round. They're on offense, bomb in hand for Cronenberg Jake. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. It seems to be going towards B. Splode is the advanced guard. Checking out. Hey, is anyone at B? Anyone here? No is the answer. Guess where they are, though? Cronenberg Jake, bomb in hand. Actually having a few players right in front of him. Doesn't actually realize it. Able to get the first kill, though. That's so unfortunate for Santa Batman. Cronenberg Jake takes them down. Blame it on the Wi-Fi now going to be utilizing streaks, and that's a perfect artillery strike. Actually going to be centered right onto the Sneaky Salmon, but it is actually going to be beautiful to take them down, and it's now J-Mac in a 1 versus 3 hit. He's not even going to be able to get the first kill. Oh, never mind. A snap from J-Mac takes down Splode. While being heavily tagged, Splode now going to have to, or J-Mac, sorry, going to have to run over towards the opposite site to where they were at. Cronenberg Jake and Beautiful now up top. Look at this pre-aiming from Cronenberg Jake. They know exactly where J-Mac was going to come from, and it does go to round 11. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. Give us a rather tense game in map number 1, but it will be them coming out on top as Diamonds in the rough. Well, they had a rough game there. So unfortunate towards the end. J-Mac in that 1 versus 3 does actually get a kill on display that I could never see him get him. Cronenberg Jake, star of the show for Blame It on the Wi-Fi, able to pick up 10 kills there, 12 kills, sorry, in map number 1. And in round 11, it will be Blame It on the Wi-Fi taking a 1-0 series advantage over their enemies here in round number 1. So great performance by that side. Great performance by both teams as well. What Diamonds in the rough were 5-2 down in that search and destroy, able to win 3 rounds on the bounce to make what we call a comeback versus Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Unfortunately for them, couldn't manage the 4th. It happens sometimes, but unfortunately that's just the way it goes. I do feel maybe if Santa Batman and J-Mac could pick up their performances a little bit, statistically speaking, we would have had a very different game there. Diamonds in the rough were just 1 better performance away from taking map number 1. That being said, now we move into map number 2. I believe we're going to be returning to Hackney Yard for the map. Of course, Hackney Yard, again, one of my personal favorites. It's such a fun map to play and to cast over, and I'm very excited to see it being played here once again on Search and Destroy. We're moving right into the match. And remember, guys, 1-0 up now. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. This is a best of 3. So if Diamonds in the Rough take this map, they force a map number 3. Something that we actually haven't seen here on this stream for quite some time. I think the last time we saw a map number 3 was actually on day number 2. It was the very first series of the day there. So can Diamonds in the Rough give us our, well, I guess our first map number 3 in quite some time? Well, let's see. We're going to be jumping into Hackney Yard for all the action here in the second game in the series. Remember, guys, there is only 2 spots left in the round of 16. 14 of those spots have been filled. This is the penultimate matchup of the round of 32. Diamonds in the Rough going to be starting on offense. They haven't even bothered to pick up bomb. When will they realize? That's the question. And more importantly, blame it on the Wi-Fi. Will they actually realize that this bomb hasn't been picked up? If they actually go to the spawn of Diamonds in the Rough, they will very quickly realize that that has been the case. Luckily for Diamonds in the Rough, though, J-Mac is on some fine form here in round number 1, picks up a kill. And then another with that kilo, leaves Cronenberg Jake here in a 1 versus 2. Now, of course, Jake doesn't have the information that we do, being in Kotos mode, that bomb hasn't been picked up. They are still very much on high alert as for this positioning of the Diamonds in the Rough players. Is about to run right into one up top. The shot's going down, and I believe that is an ace there in the start for that Diamonds in the Rough player, I believe. Could be wrong. No, I was. Santa Batman's going to come in with the M13 variant to close out that game. There you go. Santa has a surprise for you. It's an M13 to the face. Well, Diamonds in the Rough here. Kicking things off with the first round, but they did that before. Well, the situation was a little bit different. There was a 3 versus 1 against Splode. This time around, though, all things are even on both sides. Diamonds in the Rough already attacking this B-bomb site with haste. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. What can they do about it? Apparently not that much, not immediately at the very least. As a matter of fact, Splode is all the way over towards A. Luckily for Beautiful, though, Santa Batman now going to be down, and if they get to the site quick enough, they could even stop this plant. I don't know if they will get there quick enough to stop the plant, but to react to it, well, maybe. Beautiful puts those first shots in, puts some more in. Still onto the Sneaky Salmon. How does Beautiful not see that? The Sneaky Salmon gets the kill around the door. Splode, though, with the 725, can't land the second shotgun pellet. And the Sneaky Salmon going to walk away with 2 rather easy kills there. Deary me. That's kind of unfortunate for Splode. Two-0 start from Diamonds in the Rough. Great clutch situation there. Can they make it a flawless offensive push here, though? Because once again, bomb in hand. They've actually bothered to pick it up this time around. Straight towards A. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. For Splode and Beautiful at the very least, they are defending this A bomb site with vigor. Send 1 player over towards B, just to make sure, well, hey, if it is B, at least we have 1 player over there to stop it. That, of course, is not where the action is going down. Diamonds in the Rough actually start the plant before it was cancelled. Splode tries to play aggressor, it doesn't work out, and now Beautiful and Cronenberg Jake can have to retake in a 2 versus 3 as Santa Batman draws first blood in this one. Already 2-0 up. I feel personally, blame it on the Wi-Fi, kind of need this round. Not they have a terrible start to this search and destroy game. Once again, though, 25 seconds. I think Cronenberg Jake and Beautiful now just going to go for a reposition, a pincer movement. Cronenberg Jake with a well-placed C4. Beautiful entering the site from the other side, and they get their respective kills. Beautiful gets a second, and Cronenberg Jake now and Beautiful gonna win that 2 versus 3. Cronenberg goes for a nice little 360 to celebrate that win. And what a clutch it was, a 2 versus 3 in which Blame It on the Wi-Fi are able to pincer move onto the site. Of course, Santa Batman going to be looking towards the window where Cronenberg Jake brought that C4. That enables Beautiful to enter the site with ease. And what a clutch there from Blame It on the Wi-Fi. That was a much needed round, I feel, early on in this search and destroy. Now that we switch side, round number 4. It's going to be 3 rounds now for Blame It on the Wi-Fi to play aggressors. Bomb in hand for Cronenberg Jake, who actually kind of seems to be the designated bomb carrier for this Blame It on the Wi-Fi side. Let's see what they can do with it. So far, a rather slow push towards B. Santa Batman, though, in the position that Batman loves best, in a very high place. Has some advantage onto this playmill on the Wi-Fi side. J-Mac going to draw first blood on the defense. Beautiful gets a little bit too big for their boots. And Santa Batman with a car bomb takes out Splode. Knows where Cronenberg Jake is too. Cronenberg Jake in some real problems here. Actually just going to slip the net somewhat. Of course, just Sneaky Salmon playing this so perfectly. You're in a 3 versus 1. What do? You jump on the defuse. J-Mac for the perfect round takes out Cronenberg Jake, and Diamonds in the rough. Well, they're right back to fine form here. A great defensive round. I gotta say, Santa's Batman, very integral to that defensive win. Is now 3-1 up. Our Diamonds in the rough. Blame it on the Wi-Fi in round number 5. Looking for their second win here. Bomb in hand for Explode. Once again, they're going towards the B site, and once again, they've got to deal with Santa Batman up top. Now, last round, he was able to provide some integral information. This round gets the very same information. Going to draw first blood here too onto Explode, and that's going to leave Cronenberg Jake Beautiful in a rather awkward scenario. They've got to grab that bomb when it's up top. Exposed to Diamonds in the rough. Cronenberg Jake now just going to play very sneaky. Santa Batman, though, oh my god. The all-seeing eye up top on the water tower as Diamonds in the rough. Now 4-1 up in this search and destroy. They are having a much better go of it here than they did in game number 1, where they even had to win 3 rounds on the back to force a round number 11. J-Mac going to close out that round. And as I said, statistically speaking, I feel as if Blame It on the Wi-Fi have been pretty much silenced here, if I'm honest. You take a look at the KDs across the board, not a single one of them is negative, or positive, sorry. Entirely different story for Diamonds in the rough. Everybody pulling their weight this time. I said that if Santa Batman and J-Mac have better games, things may be very different for Diamonds in the rough. And hey, well, would you look at that? We're in that parallel timeline right now. Santa Batman once again drawing first blood for the second round straight, maybe even the third. Blaming on the Wi-Fi draw. Now, when it's down to Beautiful, managing to trade out the kill onto the Sneaky Salmon, but it is going to be Santa Batman with the ace to put them on map point here. 5-1 up in the search and destroy. This is an entirely different variation of this Diamonds in the rough side. I'm pretty sure Santa Batman has just subbed someone out, because the way they are playing is incredible in this game. Heads up plays. Diamonds in the rough now, 1 round away from tying this series up at 1-1 and giving us our first game number 3 in 2 days here in the Agency Showdown. Every other game since has been a blow-up. And no Cronenberg Jake trying to deny in round number 7. J-Mac now left up in a 1 versus 3. Cronenberg Jake can be responsible for the first 2 kills onto their teammates. Now J-Mac looking for the clutch. Runs right into Explode. Explode with the 725 says bye-bye. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. Now get their first foot forward on what could be a potential comeback, of course. They need it if they want to finish it here in map number 2. Now the Diamonds in the rough moving towards this A site once again. They've been pretty good with it so far. It's worked out for them, and it, technically speaking, would if they want to go straight for it. Nobody can blame it on the Wi-Fi is there for the defense, and that's a great start. Santa Batman is best when they're drawing the first blood. Explode now down in this round, so it's up to Cronenberg, Jake, and Beautiful for the clutch. And I'm getting a bit of deja vu. I've seen this before. This time, Cronenberg Jake is going to play this a little bit more aggressive and beautiful. Has to clutch up a 1 versus 3. Definitely have it in them. First kill is made. That headshot onto Santa's Batman is the right play. Beautiful, going to get right involved into a game and has to look right. Goes for the kills. The sneaky salmon is pre-aiming the doorway, and diamonds in the rough bring us our first game free in quite some time. What a performance there from the diamonds in the rough, boys. The sneaky salmon able to pick up that final kill. Not even sneaky at all, to be honest. Beautiful. The antithesis of sneaky runs right through the door and has none of it. And that is going to be 6-2 for diamonds in the rough now. 1-1 in the series between these two sides. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. It was round 11 for them previously. They almost slipped up versus diamonds in the rough. And if I had to say it right now, I feel like diamonds in the rough have the edge in this series, of course. Now, though, we move into map number 3. The map to decide who moves on to the next map in the series. It is going to be Ramatza, of course, a Call of Duty League map. A map that's going to be extremely favored for close quarters. Now, one thing I will say is I don't believe that anybody in this game is running MP5s. If you talk about meta, actually the most effective weapons in this series so far have essentially been 725s, MP7s, and the M13s, none of which are used competitively. I think one of the players for the Atlanta FaZe, Simp, he started using the MP7 a few weeks ago, and it kind of hasn't made its way into the Call of Duty League meta. But here it's being proven to be a good gun. Of course, players on both sides making good use of it. That being said, game number 3, Ramatza, that's going to be the time where, for me personally, I feel like you're going to want an MP5, but 725 and the MP7 can do the job. Of course, this is a map that favors close quarters combat, especially as you move over towards the B site. So be very careful if you're on the defense. You could get flanked very easily as well. So just be very wary of that. But again, this is going to be our first game 3 we've had in a couple of days. It's going to be a very, very good matchup. These two teams, I feel, are a very good match for each other. Even if maybe the second game was kind of a blowout, it was like 6-2. I still felt like a lot of the rounds were very close scenarios. But what I will say 100% is that Santa's Batman, if they can keep on doing what they're doing, which is pulling off these incredible first bloods, I think that's the key here for diamonds in the rough. Blame it on the Wi-Fi haven't really had much of a response for those first bloods and kind of seem a little bit frazzled when they're in those scenarios. So we'll see now whether or not that will happen once again. Diamonds in the rough, after a great bounce back on Hackney Yard, Search and Destroy, looking to close things out here on Ramatza. We've gone the distance to game number 3 in this best of 3. And remember, guys, we're playing a single elimination bracket here in the Agency Showdown. Whichever team loses this map will be eliminated from the Agency Showdown in top 32. The winner here moves on to the final 16 teams. Diamonds in the rough. Starting this one with first blood. A sneaky salmon taking out control. Jade gets traded out though. J-Mac going to fall. And now it's down to Santa's Batman, who has actually heeded my words, gone straight for the MP5 on this map. I like the play. But of course has a lot of work to do. I suppose the good news for Diamonds in the rough here is that that bomb is in the mid-map. Slow opening the door. Santa's Batman going for the kill and wins that fight. Now it's just down to 1 versus 1 against Beautiful. Santa's Batman just peeking around for this kill. Beautiful isn't entirely aware what's going on. Santa's Batman now going to challenge that gunfight. Beautiful pre-aiming this site, and that's the exact right place to pre-aim. Santa's Batman gonna pick up the bomb and gets away with their life. That is key. There's only 30 seconds left in this round. Beautiful gonna get challenged. I don't think they were ready for that fight. Santa Batman takes it and goes for the kill, wins the fight, and beautifully played here from Santa Batman. And that is why the MP5 is a godly gun, especially in situations like this, and especially when you hit all the shots with accuracy like that. Diamonds in the rough here, starting with first blood in this game. Already won that first round. Now, though, straight towards B. And they've got to deal with one player, but not really much of a defense on this B site. Players on the Wi-Fi have gone for a sort of 1-1-1 setup. One player on A, one player on B, and one player in the mid-map. But Splode holding down the fort on this B site. Picks up that first kill with the headshot. 725 has been rather effective in close quarter situations like this. It's going to be so again as they take out JMat. And now tracking for the ace. Dr. Sneaky, or the Sneaky Salmon, sorry. In a 1 versus 3. Trying to get away for the kill. Does actually do so. Stays away from life. Trying to get the second. Not going to happen. And it ends up being Splode who draws an ace in that round with beautiful 725 play. I said it before we got into the map. Watch out for those 725s. Because they can be deadly in close quarter combat like this. And well, hey. Look what we've got here. Now, Diamonds in the rough. On the last offensive round of this 3-round set. Looking to move forward. Blame it on the Wi-Fi again. They've gone for a 1 player at A, 1 player at B, 1 player in the mid-map. This time it is, technically speaking, up to Cronenberg Jake to make this call. Information's not even really handed to Beautiful. They just get very, very lucky with the aggression from Diamonds in the rough. But I love this from Cronenberg Jake. Very, very aggressive. Maybe even going to get this kill on the Duck and Santa Batman, and they do. Now straight away down to JMat in a 1 versus 3. Bomb in hand, but I feel getting chased here by Splode, and there you go. Just like that, Blame It on the Wi-Fi are going to answer back very, very quickly with the hammer. Splode. Absolute master with this 725, showing it in rounds number 2 and 3. Now, though, we are switching sides. It is going to be Blame It on the Wi-Fi on the offense here. They have won their defensive set 2-1. Now, can they extend their advantage as they're on the offense? Splode, who has been the best performing player thus far, maybe switching to the M4. I suspect that they are running Overkill as a perk, which would allow them to use 2 primary weapons. That secondary being the 725, which has been splendid for Splode. Unfortunately, for a Blame It on the Wi-Fi, Cronenberg Jake's assault onto A across the bridge hasn't been anywhere near as splendid. Gets taken out by Santa Batman, who draws first blood. And maybe once again, causing issues for a Blame It on the Wi-Fi. At the very least, has stunted their growth towards this A site. Santa Batman, though, is going to be able to hear. Beautiful, and there is the kill made. Splode now 1 versus 3. Last alive here. Or Blame It on the Wi-Fi. I'm in the rough, just searching for this last player. I feel like I'm watching a live feed of Order 66 right now. Splode being hunted down. Managing to slip the net somewhat. Nobody on Diamonds in the rough is actually spotting out this last player. And I will say, Diamonds in the rough haven't done that great of a job covering the map. All 3 players towards A. It has given Splode a free path towards B. Now the question, realistically speaking, is can they hold their own defending this site? Claymore goes down. Doesn't even really have time to rethink the placement. I love this from Splode. It is a risk that they're currently taking, but the 725 now coming out. Puts the first 2 shots in. Unfortunately, not going to be able to finish it off. Gets the first, gets the second, snaps onto that second kill. Reloads the 725. This is going to give them the advantage as soon as JMat pops out of that window. Splode, of course, going to reposition, and this is so perfect. Splode sits in this corner. Could just watch the bomb. 725, the Claymore to finish the kill, and that is a 1 versus 3 from Splode. So perfect. And it all comes full circle as that very first Claymore they plant helps them in the final engagement, that final 1 versus 1. But what a clutch, man. You just cannot underestimate how much of a clutch that was. Wow. As Diamonds in the rough here. Now 3-1 down. Blame it on the Wi-Fi. Looking pretty good, and it has mostly been down to an incredible performance from Splode at 7-1. Now going to be deploying a cruise missile onto the map. Let's see what they can do with it, of course. Just Sneaky Salmon picks up first blood. You feel like they might fall to a wonderfully placed cruise missile from Splode, and that is exactly what's going to happen. As Blame on the Wi-Fi now going to even the odds in this game. Audible radar now coming out from Splode 2. Santa Batman going to try and rotate through. Gets tagged pretty heavily from Splode. But stays alive for now. And this presents a good opportunity for Diamonds in the Rough here to sandwich these Blame It on the Wi-Fi players into the middle map. Elsewhere, though, J-Mac unfortunately going to fall in construction. And that opportunity falls by the wayside. It is now Santa Batman in a 1 versus 2. What can they do? Of course, bomb in hand for Splode. And the world is their oyster in this round. They have A and B to work with. The only problem for them is they have no idea whatsoever where Santa Batman is. Last known location was over in their spawn. That's not where Santa Batman is anymore. Cronenberg, Jake, and Splode. 2 versus 1 scenario. Now all they've got to do is defend this bomb site for 35 seconds more. Do not allow Santa's Batman to clutch up this 1 versus 2. Of course, again, the weaponry for Santa Batman pretty good, but I can imagine Splode's 725 is heated up and ready to be utilized. Here it comes. Santa Batman going to enter into the site. Splode with a beautifully placed 725 shell. Actually misses the first. Gets a little bit jumpy, but able to finish the kill regardless. Puts the hammer down. Splode now able to close out yet another round for a Blame It on the Wi-Fi. If you wanted to clutch up at any point here in the round of 32, this would be the time to do it. You're in game 3, and Splode is going off as if this was the Call of Duty League finals. Blame It on the Wi-Fi now 4-1 up in the search and destroy. It is the last chance here on the offense for Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Can they put themselves on match point? That is the question. And what really can Diamonds in the Rough do? Again, not the best performances. And once again, I feel like I'm seeing a different iteration of this Diamonds in the Rough roster from the one that we saw in Hackney Yard and even the one we saw on Tausig Backlock. But they are playing rather aggressive on the defense. Not aggressive enough, though. You need to have some cover of the B site because once again, you see Cronenberg Jake essentially able to plant this bomb with no punishment. C4 coming out from Cronenberg Jake. 2 C4s, as a matter of fact. Maybe a little bit overkill, but regardless, trades coming in. Splode takes out J-Mac, but not before Sneaky Salmon is able to take down Beautiful. Now, Cronenberg Jake and Splode have great line of sight under the site, and there we go. Cronenberg Jake takes down Santa Batman. It's left up to just Sneaky Salmon here at a 1 versus 2. Might just be able to take out Splode, but not going to happen. Not at that range anyway. That 725 is deadly. And once again here, we are seeing Blame It on the Wi-Fi looking pretty good in this search and destroy. They are 5-1 up. Things looking rough here for all this Diamonds in the Rough side. Diamonds in the Rough now make their move forward towards the A site. Cronenberg Jake gets taken down by the Sneaky Salmon, and this is a good start for Diamonds in the Rough. But now that advantage has fallen by the wayside. J-Mac, their head gets taken off. Now this is a 2 versus 2. Make it a 1 versus 2 is Beautiful. Now has to clutch up this 1v2 to close out the game here in round number 7. Bomb being planted by Santa Batman, of course, construction. The site of attack. How quickly does Beautiful react to this? And with 40 seconds left, maybe not all that quick enough. Santa Batman now going to cross the bridge. Beautiful. I feel the call has already been made. I think just because of how loud they were being, their footsteps are making quite a bit of noise. The other remaining player on Diamonds in the Rough was able to make that call, and Santa Batman reacts perfectly. Blame It on the Wi-Fi could not finish it in round number 7. Can they finish it here in round number 8? Diamonds in the rough, not done yet. And still on defense is this Diamonds in the rough side. I kind of need J-Mac to start stepping things up here. He's 0-7. Having the same problem they did in game number 1. Gets right into a fight with Cronenberg. Jake, make that 0-8. Still in the donut. Blame It on the Wi-Fi have an advantage, but once again, immediately falls by the wayside as the Sneaky Salmon able to answer back pretty quickly. Still, the action resets here as Blame It on the Wi-Fi take a moment to breathe. But again, trades coming in. Cronenberg Jake takes down the Sneaky Salmon, not before Santa Batman takes out Cronenberg Jake, and now it's a one-on-one engagement. Santa Batman with the bomb in hand. And I think the decision you need to make here if you're Santa Batman is, do you take that risk of planting that bomb? Because when you do, you not have your gun up, and you won't be ready for the fight against Beautiful. You could also rotate over towards A, and I think that might be the play call here from Santa Batman, straight towards the A site. I don't think Beautiful is really that quick to rotate. And that is exactly going to be the case. Santa Batman is going to be a little bit cautious, just checking all of the various corners around the site to make sure that nobody is sitting there ready to pounce. So the bomb will be planted. That gives 45 seconds on the clock now for Santa Batman to defend this site. Beautiful makes their way across. Again, no dead silence for Beautiful, so they will have to enter the site, making a fair bit of noise. Santa Batman has actually just closed the door. Oh my goodness, runs away from Beautiful. Beautiful able to pick up the kill and Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Will get the defuse here, short of something special from Beautiful, short of a controller disconnect or a keyboard and mouse disconnect if they're on PC. Blame It on the Wi-Fi will close this game out 6-2. And what a tumultuous series there we had. An incredibly close game. Number 1 went all the way to round 11 between these two sides on Towsit Backdrop. Game number 2. We went to Hackney Yard, and wow, Diamonds in the rough. They dominated against Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Here on Ramasa, once again, an entirely different situation. Splode able to take a driving seat here in this game to really put their team in the lead. And Blame It on the Wi-Fi, well, they clearly have some good connection because they're able to take the series 2-1 and will be moving on as the penultimate team in the round of 16. We have 15 slots now filled. Just one more to decide who will be our final team in our round of 16 next week in the Agency Showdown. That final match is going to be taking place between the Bashura and the Golden Geese. That is going to be right after this break, though, guys. Don't go anywhere because we have our final match of week number 1 coming right after this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Activision Blizzard Media Agency Showdown. If you've missed any of the action from week number 1, well guess what? This is our final match of the week, the final match of the round of 32, and it's going to be a great one. It's going to be between Libashura and the Golden Geese. My name is Infinity. I'll be guiding you through all the action for this final match of week number 1 of day 4. And so far today, it has been a great few games. Of course, at the very start, VIEWABILITY, they kind of beat out KD conversion rates with ease. The second match wasn't so easy, I think it's fair to say. Diamonds in the Rough, of course, ended up trading some serious blows with Blame It on the Wi-Fi. Game number 1 went all the way to round 11, but Blame It on the Wi-Fi took that one. The second game was actually 6-2 to Diamonds in the Rough. They dominated Blame It on the Wi-Fi. They made it look like a public match. But the third and final game, well, Blame It on the Wi-Fi just came out and stomped Diamonds in the Rough. So they will be the 15th team going through. Now, though, it is time to give away the 16th and final spot in the Agency Showdown bracket. But while we're here, now is about as good a time as any to mention the fact that you can discuss all of this information on Twitter, everything that's happening in this tournament with the hashtag Agency Showdown. So please do so. Get that conversation going on Twitter, and you can subscribe to the channel while you're at it to make sure you'll know when we are live with the remainder of this action. That being said, I think again now is as good a time as any to get all of this action underway. The final match of the evening between Libashura and the Golden Geese. And remember, once again, with all of these games, it is going to be search and destroy. It's going to be a best of 3 overall in the series. I'm very, very excited to get this one underway. And we'll be kicking things off on Gunrunner again. A personal favorite of mine when it comes to maps. I absolutely love Gunrunner. It is a map for the Call of Duty League, which is, again, it's going on very, very soon. So once you're done with this stream, make sure you pop into the Call of Duty League, because it is, if anyone wants to improve at Call of Duty League, Call of Duty in general, I would say that actually just jumping into the COD League stream and just watching what's going on will give you a miles better idea of it than watching maybe like random YouTubers or something, because the way the pros play this game is just incredible to me. The pace at which they play, the decisions they make on the fly. And to be fair, there is actually a way for people to do that too. There is a challenges thing. So if anyone ever wants to go at the back, maybe you think you can be the next Call of Duty Pro, challenges is actually a thing, which you can enter all of these wonderful Call of Duty competitions. That being said, this competition is now underway with a 16th and final match in the round of 32. Libashura taking on the Golden Geese. And as is always the case, Libashura now on the offense, and they will start the first 3 rounds on that side. Good start here from Libashura, though. That guy taking out C-Talks. Or CT Cores, I should say, sorry. Chef Boyard Debo takes out Dipping Sticks. So now 2 versus 2 here, right off the start. The Golden Geese on defense, trying to survey where Libashura have actually gone with this bomb. Chef in the middle map gets taken out by that guy. He's looking for an ace in the round. It is now down to Red Fox here. 1 versus 2. Actually has eyes on the player with bomb. Unfortunately for them, they don't have dead silence. Last remaining player for Libashura here, able to pick up that kill. It's going to be Ace Impala here. Here's out that last remaining player. Able to pick up the kill, and it is going to be 1-0 right off the start for Libashura. Now, they're still on board with Libashura here on the offense. Let's see what they can do. It's been a great start for that guy and Ace Impala as they're the players on this Libashura side to pick up kills. Golden Geese on defense have their eyes set on defending this A site. 3 players over there. Red Fox has their eyes set on Dipping Sticks and able to pick up that kill. Now it's a 3 versus 2. Ace Impala and that guy have to step up to the plate once again to win this round. And the problem here for Libashura is that the bomb, of course, has been dropped with the death of Dipping Sticks. So the Golden Geese very much with the advantage. Libashura have to really work something here. This first blood is important. Chef Boyer is going to go down. That guy going to be responsible for the kill. Elsewhere, Ace Impala takes a fight versus Red Fox. Red Fox going to be coming out on top, and now the Golden Geese able to eliminate the last remaining player and tie this one up at 1-1. And I do somewhat feel in this round that the last two players for Libashura kind of didn't really know what to do. As soon as that first player died and the bomb was dropped over towards Cole, it was kind of like, well, we kind of have to go retrieve that bomb, but at the same time, we have to be very careful. And before they can even really do anything, the Golden Geese force the situation and tie this search and destroy up at 1-1. Now, Labashura on their final offensive round of this 3-round set. Grab the bomb. Seem to be angling towards A at the very least initially, but they've taken so long with it, they've allowed Red Fox to move all the way up inside the vent, inside the boiler, and picks up that first blood on the Dipping Six. Doesn't realize the second's going to be there, but doesn't matter. Gets it, goes for the third, and I love that aggression from Red Fox. The drop shots in all of those fights, so perfect. I thought for a second I thought it was a Call of Duty League clip, but beautiful plays hit from Red Fox. Golden Geese now on the defense, of course. Or sorry, on the offense. Libashura lost their offensive set. Let's see what the Golden Geese can do now on the offense. Jeff Boyer with the bomb in hand makes their way towards A. There's only really one threat to deal with over towards that A site. That'll be Ace Impala around the back. They do actually have a fairly good weapon to work with here. Ace Impala looking for that first blood, but CT Course has their number with the M4A1, and now the Golden Geese 2-1 up here in terms of round count. They're actually in a 3 versus 2, everything really in their favor. And the bomb down, so Labashura's remaining players, that guy and Dipping Sticks, have a lot of work to do. Dipping Sticks picks up the first blood. CT Course gets the kill, and the Golden Geese able to close out that defensive round. Again, great aggression from them. They move towards the A-bomb site, pick up that first blood, get the bomb down straight away. And again, just that sort of aggressiveness, that pace from Golden Geese really causes some issues for the Libashura side. Labashura now 3-1 down here in this game. Need to start getting something going. They do not want this to fall out of favor, at least not by a large margin. And it could well do here, as off the spray, the Golden Geese on offense have made their move towards B. The preferred site here. Bomb gunner on a search and destroy. I guess the one good thing for Labashura right now is that Red Fox with bomb in hand doesn't really feel any sense of urgency to actually get that bomb on the site. First 2 shots going down. Labashura are going to be responsible for that, but Red Fox now finally just jumps on the site. Going down. Labashura are actually going to fall here straight away. Ace Impala goes down. The remainder of the squad follow very quickly, and Labashura on the retake just doesn't quite work out. Golden Geese now 4-1 up in this game. Once again on offense for their last round in the set. Stun thrown out. That wasn't a very good one from Red Fox. Actually going to bounce off the train car and run right at him. Red Fox gets first blood, looking for the second as well. Smells blood in the water and going to get it. That guy now left up in a 1 versus 1 versus Red Fox. Having had a great round so far, looking for the ace, looking for the final kill, gets it! I feel like some Jaws music should be playing. Well, Red Fox is on the battlefield because they are hunting players down. You see Red Fox picking up that guy. Now the Golden Geese 5-1 up here. in Search and Destroy. They've looked pretty good, I think it's fair to say. Now we're just on map point in the very first game of this series. Remember, it is a best of 3, so regardless of what happens here, we will be seeing one more Search and Destroy performance from either of these two sides at the very least, but it might just be one as Red Fox kicks things off in the round with that two-piece. And Dippin' Sticks, who hasn't had the best game in this Libashura side, now is required to get an ace, unable to do it, and the Golden Geese are going to close things out here in map number 1, 6-1. Great performance from them, great performance from all of the players. Special shout out to Red Fox, of course, though, as we'll get the stats up in just a moment. Had an incredible performance in that game. 12-2. 5 more kills than the rest of their team combined. Red Fox and 84, the MVP for the Golden Geese there. The Golden Goose of the Golden Geese, as it were. As Red Fox is able to really do some serious damage to this Libashura side. In the grand scheme of things. So great start for this Golden Geese side. 6-1, I think that's a statement performance in round number 1. But as I have warned people previously, can't speak, tripping over my words here, you have to be very careful. Do not get cocky. Do not get overconfident. Because, of course, the minute you do, the minute it all falls apart. I mean, what was it? Only on day 2, actually, where I think it was the Mindshare Battlers that came out. They 6-0'd Flicker. I know they're probably going to hate me, right? If the Mindshare Battlers are here, I'm sorry for keeping on bringing this up. But the Mindshare Battlers, they came out and 6-0'd Flicker right off the start, and then proceeded to lose map number 2 and map number 3 in round 11. So let's not write Labashura out with this one just yet. They could absolutely come out swinging in maps number 2 and 3. They still have a chance to stay alive in this tournament. That being said, if they don't, well, Libashura, they'll be eliminated, and the Golden Geese will be going through to the round of 16, joining 15 other teams that await. Now, we are about to find out the final piece in the puzzle of the round of 16. I believe our map 2 is ready to get underway. It is going to be St. Petrograd Search and Destroy. I am very, very excited to get this one underway. As I said, I mean, great performance so far from Red Fox. And the Labashura side, I think they just need to get something going a little bit. Maybe get a little bit more aggressive, some more assertive pushes. We shall see. St. Petrograd Search and Destroy now loading up between these two sides. Once again, to give you guys a rundown, maybe just joining the stream from a coffee break or a tea break. Golden Geese finished map number 1, 6-1 over their opposition. They now lead this series 1-0. They win this map, they're through to the final 16. Let's see what Libashura have to say about that. Once again, they do start on the offense as our team 1 here. And they will be on that side for 3 rounds straight. Great start here. Red Fox getting a little bit big for their boots, as that guy takes them down. And the Golden Geese now. They've done the right thing. Now, this is pretty standard, St. Petrograd Search and Destroy, for the defense to make an aggressive move towards A. Unfortunately for them, given the fact that Red Fox is now out of the round, they have nobody at B, and you're going to have to make a very quick rotation. CT Cores with the organ hand, looking for that kill, gets it as Dippin' Sticks crosses the road. And now, Chef Boyer Debo has to cook up something special for us here against Ace Impala. And that guy. A 1 versus 2. Is it possible? That is the question, of course. No dead silence, not even on the class, as a matter of fact. So Chef Boyer Debo here. Gonna have to pull off something special. Gonna take this one slow. Knows the corners to check. God, Boy's managed to get into the site. There's the first kill, second to their right. Do they even check this? What does that guy do? I mean, that's the question. That guy's just playing this so incredibly tense. There it is. Oh, my goodness. That guy gets so fortunate in this scenario. Chef Boy Debo just doesn't check that corner. You check every single corner on that site, but that one. And that is so unfortunate to be in. Is that guy able to close out the round and wait? Would you look at that? Labashura starting this game already with that first round victory, the Golden Geese. Don't have a reply in round number 1. Let's see if they do here in round number 2. Once again, Labashura play the role of aggressors. They have the bomb in hand. And I feel like I've got a bit of deja vu to that very first game where Labashura started 1-0 up. That guy started 2-0. And Ace Impala started 1-1. We'll see whether or not this ends the same way in round number 2. The Golden Geese on defense find themselves to spread a little bit more thinly. Red Fox put some shots in the mid-map. Labashura still intent on this B-site push. There is the defense from Red Fox, able to pick up the first blood. Can they find a second? Dead Silence has been enabled to jump out into the road. Dipping Stick's going to have their number. Red Fox missing every single relevant shot. And now, of course, that's going to leave Chef Boy de Boat over on B all on their own. Dipping Stick's going to punish, and that's a great two-piece for Dipping Sticks to make with that MP7. Now it's down to CT Cores, org in hand, to defend the very same site where the bomb went down in the prior round. They can make this happen fast. They might be able to stop the defuse. Here it is from CT Cores, looking for that first kill. All of the shots missing. Dipping Stick's going to reply. Going to stun themselves, actually, CT Cores. Surely not. Surely not. CT Cores does actually get away. Not for long, though. Ace Impala is making chase. CT Cores. It's like they're in an 80s horror flick right now, running away for their life. First kill coming in for CT Cores, though, able to reposition for this site retake, but again, only 13 seconds left. Have to make this happen fast. Dipping Stick's going to fall. Now, do they have enough time for the defuse? That is the question. They're going to run towards the site. Do they get on the defuse? Yes, they do. Oh, my word. A 1 versus 2 clutch there made by CT Cores. Dipping Sticks almost clutches up the ace, but cannot do it. And the Golden Geese here are going to take this round. You're going to see this clutch up kill, the one-on-one from CT Cores. Aims at the legs. Fortunately, their orc shots are a little bit better than Dipping Stick's MP7. And Labashura here, while they may have started 1-0, they have found a response. The Golden Geese doing well in round number 2. Let's see now what they can do here on their last offensive round. Now, one thing I will say is Red Fox is clearly the kind of player to get very aggressive, and I think has been rather tamed by that first round push in which they were immediately punished by that guy. Golden Geese here, though, on the defense. CT Cores, who has been a real good player for this Golden Geese side. Up that first blood. Red Fox going to respond with the second. That guy going to be down. Red Fox responds with the third. And the Golden Geese, I am getting deja vu, folks, because it is the Golden Geese once again 2-1 up after this first 3-round set. Red Fox finds the long-range kill with the MP5. Of course, may as well be an AR, that gun, to be honest, with the range that it has with certain attachments. That being said, now the Golden Geese 2-1 up in this search and destroy. Now they move towards the offense. Straight towards A they go. Labashura actually make a great move towards this A site. Red Fox has used their Dead Silence in this round to make their way unheard towards the A site. Bomb going down now. Labashura going to make their first move in. That guy, what can they do as they enter with Dipping Sticks? Apparently not very much. Red Fox going to jump up, takes the head off Dipping Sticks, takes that guy too. And Ace Impala now in a 1 versus 3. Has to pick up the defuse too. This is a big ask for anybody. It's that Red Fox though. That makes it, I think, tenfold, a lot more possible. Chef Boy de Bow though wins the fight. And the Golden Geese are now 3-1 up. What a great performance there. Foul from Chef Boy de Bow as well. That's kind of odd. You rarely see that weapon just because of, I guess, I'll be honest in saying I think it definitely needs a buff in this game. It certainly isn't one of the weapons I think you'd ever see in the Call of Duty League. That being said, Labashura hit. 3-1 down in the search and destroy. And they need to start employing some Call of Duty League strategies to get back into this one. They lose this map they fall out of the tournament in the round of 32. Gonna draw first blood actually here though. Dipping 6 going to take out CT Cores. Great response from Red Fox though, with a well-placed Semsex to the ceiling. Spots out a player on their flank. That's going to be that guy down for the count, and it's just now Ace Impala left up in a 1 versus 3. Could actually catch Red Fox here. Unfortunately, looks away at the entirely wrong time. Nade gets thrown out. It's not going to connect with anything. Ace Impala's location, I feel, is still unknown to the Golden Geese. Maybe now not so much as that stun is thrown out. They're very much aware of where Ace Impala is. So much so that Red Fox is now going to go straight towards for the kill. Dead silence has been earned and is immediately utilising. Red Fox going for the ace and is going to get it. Brilliant round from Red Fox once again, proving that they are the best player on this Golden Geese side. Zlobashura going to 4, and that's kind of unfortunate, I feel, for Ace Impala. Again, had the positioning for the longest time, couldn't quite utilise it correctly, and now are 4-1 down in this search and destroy as the Golden Geese now right back on their offense. Let's see what they can do. But Red Fox being 8-3, having such a great performance for the Golden Geese. Again, if you want to go off at any time, this right here, this is it. This is the moment where I need to see something special from Lebashura. They need someone to step up to the plate on their side of things, and once again you see Red Fox able to plant that bomb on a entirely uncontested. Goes up for the first kill, goes up for the second, and gonna get it. Nobody is there to contest, and Red Fox single-handedly puts the Golden Geese on map point here in game number 2. Look at this aggression from Red Fox. Gets the first. That guy is absolutely stuffed. Red Fox is just incredible. Got to give them all of the gas here in this search and destroy, as they are 5-1 up here with the Golden Geese. Lebashura need a perfect search and destroy, and to be honest with you, from what I've seen from this roster in both map number 1 and now here in map number 2, I just don't know if it's possible. I think we might just be about to see back-to-back 6-1s. Golden Geese once again playing very aggressive. Red Fox, who is in their natural habitat, up top. Those first, but it's actually Chef Boy at the bow cooking up a storm inside the kitchen of the restaurant. And just like that, Red Fox with the aggression, the Golden Geese are able to win this one 6-1. What a performance from them. And I think that's one of the most assured performances I've seen out of any of the matches I've seen here in the round of 32. Red Fox able to close things out with the MP5, dipping sticks. No chance. No chance. Not when Chef Boy is on form as they were in that final round, and not when Red Fox is jumping around the map, picking up 11 kills across the 7 rounds, which we saw there in St. Petrograd Search and Destroy. So congratulations to the Golden Geese. They will see another round of play here in the Activision Blizzard Media Agency tournament. And that also means that we have our final 16 teams in the tournament. Congratulations to everybody who has got through to the next round of single elimination play. Everyone who has done so has absolutely deserved it, and no matter no worries at all. I absolutely believe that we're going to see an incredible round of play as we move into the next round for week 2. For me, though, here with week 1 of play, that's it done and dusted. I believe now we have a weekend to breathe, and Monday is when we are going to be returning with more Call of Duty Modern Warfare action. As I said, we're down to the final 16 teams now, so these matches are going to get a lot more intense, and I am all here for it, and I'll be there for it again on Monday. And of course, if you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can get notified when we'll be here for it as well, so make sure that you do that. And as always, if you want to discuss any of the action here from week 1 of action and be ready to discuss all the action from week 2, you can do so with the hashtag Agency Showdown on Twitter. For myself here, though, in week 1 of play, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. It has been a great week of Agency Showdown action. If you guys want to, I believe the Call of Duty League is currently live with some of their matches. So once the stream is over, you can pop over there and see how the professionals play Modern Warfare at the highest level of play possible. It is so epic to watch. And that's certainly what I'm going to do. But thank you to everyone for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in week 2.